Happy Tuesday! Time for this week's video. Get ready. Well, here in the Gospel Revolution, we have learned it never hurts to repeat different things about the Gospel. And since I couldn't think of anything new to say today, I'm going to repeat a story I've told, a while ago in one of my videos, 2-3 years ago maybe. And so it's going to be new for quite a few of you. Yeah, it'll be the first time you've heard how I tell this story. And to start it all off, the story I'm about to tell really represents one of the unique ways that Jesus was spoken of in the scriptures that are in the Old Testament. Jesus, said that he told the Jews that you think you have righteousness in the scriptures, but they are they that speak of me. And they did in so many ways that they couldn't see it, because at the time it was really a mystery. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you about the story of Joseph. It'll just be a brief recap of his life. But in this story, it foretells and foreshadows the life and the accomplishments of Jesus himself. Now, Joseph was son of Israel, and most of you know that he was sold by his brothers, and then Pharaoh later made him ruler over all of Egypt, and he saved them from the famine. So let me give you a recap of Joseph's life as it foretells and foreshadows the life and the accomplishments of Jesus Christ, because the whole story of Joseph, his whole life, spoke of Jesus. See, to begin with, Joseph was hated by his people. He was despised by his people because he told them that one day they would all bow down to him. And so his people sold him for some pieces of silver. And they rejected him and sold him for some pieces of silver. And then he was sent to Egypt, and when he gets to Egypt, he was accused of being guilty of something he wasn't guilty of, and he was punished for something he wasn't guilty of. And then after his punishment, Pharaoh made him lord of all of his kingdom. And while he was lord of all of his kingdom, the people of the kingdom, they came to him and they bought grain from him, and they bought it with money, and then they sold their possessions. And then finally, when they needed more grain, all the people, not only in Egypt, but all the countries around Egypt, they came to Joseph and said that they had no more money, and they had no more cows to sell, no more livestock to sell. And they told him, take our bodies and our land, and we will belong to Pharaoh. And so Joseph literally took them all into the house of Pharaoh, lock, stock, and barrel, and they became the possession of Pharaoh, every one of them, both in the kingdom and all the nations. That is the story of Jesus Christ. That is the gospel. That is Jesus, who came, was rejected by his people, and suffered and died for something he did not commit. rose again, was made Lord by God the Father himself, and he brought all of the people, all of the nations, into the house of God. It's revolutionary, I know. How revolutionary.